course didn't exactly help me uh, train me up for where I wanted to go. And I was incredibly fortunate that uh, through a friend of a friend, um, uh, um, who met uh, my brother at a dinner party. Um, my brother explained that I wanted to get in the sports industry through education and training, but it's really the passion and the willingness to learn and do anything. Um, if I was to give you advice, if I was to start it all over again, I think it's incredibly important during school uh, to think about the give to other people. Um, I think the UK market is uh, is a great marketplace to come from, to experience, to enrich yourself and educate yourself and sport. But in terms of opportunities, I would, I would encourage people to, if you're English, or international, to look overseas for opportunities, because this is a great uh, 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 education ground, but it's very challenging to get into this marketplace, and we're unlikely to bring back an Olympics sponsorship they ever did um, was with Chivas whiskey, and they invested in the America's Cup China team sailing, and we did a few other things with Ben Ainsley and a regatta in Southeast Asia as well, and uh, that kind of got Pernod Ricard interested in using sponsorship as a vehicle to promote their products, which um, traditionally Diageo had owned that space and had been incredibly that, and um, there is a, a career is also a very big whiskey market as well. So there was a nice synergy between Scotland, golf, Valentine's, and the career. We're in the, we are in the passion and entertainment business. So I think if you are a leader, um, I think you have to be passionate. Um, but to really differentiate yourself from from everyone else, uh, uh, you have to be creative. You have to be very creative in terms of your ideas, because um, it's hugely competitive. You have to come up with a very entrepreneurial, new ways to develop partnerships